Hey everyone, I want to show you just a couple of quick things about painting and setting it up and all of that, including brushes and some different techniques. So to start off, I'm going to show you just the three brushes that I have here. So I have I have a flat brush. This is flat. See, it's sort of supposed to be. It's frayed. But this one, it has rough bristles. This is the best type of brush that you'll want to use in terms of trying to get any kind of texture. So if I were to take just a bit of this paint, wipe off some of that excess, I'm going to get this very straw-like texture. Doing this would be perfect for creating pine trees, creating any kind of like variation in tone. So like if you wanted to do this for water, this would work really, really well. So this brush is going to be your best friend for a lot of different things. I have this thicker brush. Really, this is the kind of brush that you might want in terms of filling up a lot of area. So obviously it's not going to look the best because it's supposed to be kind of messy. It is a thicker brush. This is what you're supposed to load paint up in, okay? But not so much that it's literally dripping in paint. And then you have our small round tip brush. So this is what you're going to use for most of your details, just kind of most of the painting in general. So this gives you a more precise look. Obviously, I don't have a ton of paint here, so it's going to start to be dry. So the technique that I did up here, this is called dry brushing. And how you can get a better, more consistent look is if you actually take your paintbrush and run it across a paper towel before you apply it, and then you can get more consistent with your texture. So there is also a technique that's called gradation. So what you're going to do is you're going to start off with the color that you want, and say you're just wanting to make it lighter and you want it to go from blue to practically adding white. So what you can do is you can put down that first color and start adding white over top of it. And it's going to give me a very consistent tone here, but the more white I add, the lighter it's going to get. But of course, if you really want it to get white, you're going to have to clean out your brush and then add the white on over top. You have to do this quickly in order for it to blend as well as this can get, because tempera and acrylic dry very fast. And if you don't do that, then it'll get to be very linear and there's going to be lots of lines. You'll be able to see where the paint starts and ends. So that's something to really take into consideration. You can also do what we call wet on wet painting, where you take a bit of water, like as if we're working with watercolor, and then add just some paint to it. And then it will start to disperse little by little. So then it gives more of a natural, watery type of a feel. So this type of technique would work really well if you're trying to go for more of a water texture. So there are quite a few different things that you can do with the amount of tools that we have. There are so many different ways, and we can also get into sponges and things. But for now, this will get you started with where you need to go. And ask me any questions if you have any.